Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. Anyone who's following this video on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere, I address you my greetings from anywhere you are, depending on the hour, estimated hour, on the local hour where you are, whether in Burundi, in Rwanda, in DRC, in Uganda, in Tanzania, in South Africa, in Europe, in Australia, in America, anywhere where you are, say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. By this point today, we want to go on with our lessons. We have just started 2 days before talking about children's rights. In the former days, we have been talking about the children's right when the child is still in the womb of the mother. It means before the baby is born. Especially, we have concluded that whether on the international level, on the African level, there are a certain measure countries must realize to make a children right before he or she is born well. And among these rights, we are going to analyze in Burundi the right, the comparison of how a wife enjoys the right to the liberty of opinion, the liberty of speech, but how to marry this her right to the children's right to life. It means the abortion. In some countries, there are certain consideration. In some other, there are certain consideration, but we are going to analyze this kind of right in Burundi. As it is common, we are going to see the presentation. Let's first see, I chose it is good to present myself to anyone, because when people are sharing this kind of knowledge, it is very, very good and mostly good to know each other. It could be understandable that someone is taught by someone he or she doesn't know. You see, I introduce myself. My name is Ildefonso Sindaigaya, a PhD candidate in children's life, Doctoral School of the University of Burundi. I'm a master holder in human rights and peaceful conflict resolution. And I'm a licensed law. This I've introduced this in the former time before. And this is my contact. If someone needs to have a chat with me, this is my contact. My WhatsApp number. This number I use on WhatsApp, I also use it on Skype. You may Skype me through this number. This is my email, LinkedIn address, Instagram address, Facebook address, YouTube address, even on Twitter. This is my complete addresses. Let's go on with the matter, the course in question. First of all, we have to imagine we are going to focus ourselves on the provision of the penal code in Burundi. Abortion. How maybe people consider abortion is murder when someone gives a term to the child in the home to say, I don't want you, get out. Is it a murder? Is it a crime of murder, or is it a soft one? Is abortion an infanticide when a mother or a father kills his or her own children? This crime is. But then a person who kills his or her own child is guilty of infanticide. And then, how does Burundi law consider abortion in the context? Is it about it in the same way as it is a murder, or is it the same way as it is infanticide? You are going then to enter the penal code. We are going to focus on the articles. Some articles I've picked. Some articles inside this penal code. You see, Article 528. The article. You see this article 531. We shouldn't start with this. Let's first see. Okay. Let's first see the content of this. Yeah. Yes. Okay. This article 528. It deals. This article deals with the context. When someone gives food, a drink, soft or any kind of drink, a medicine, when someone understands this kind of matters to a woman pregnant, the woman eats, drink, or swallow this kind of scientific product or even of home products, and it comes that the woman, the child in the womb of the woman, that means there's abortion. And then to cause abortion to a woman, you are punished. The Burundian penal code punish this person guilty of abortion an imprisonment of 1 to 2 years. The penal substitute is 1 to 2 years. Maybe it is not sufficient to some people that consider abortion as a murder, abortion as infanticide. The kind of punishment maybe is soft. The article 529 says when abortion is caused by violence. You see, there's in certain some circumstances that people maybe are in a battle. When you violate a wife, a pregnant wife, and it comes that the woman aborts the child inside the womb, you are punished by the punishment. When there are 2 categories. When this person guilty, when he knew that the woman was pregnant, the punishment is when he didn't know the woman is pregnant, the punishment is 6 to 2 years. And then when this person, the person that violence this woman, when she knew that the woman was pregnant, it means he or she violates this woman in order to cause abortion. The punishment goes from 5 to 10 years. You see, there is a gap, a large gap between the punishment from someone who didn't know and someone who knows. And then there is a certain circumstance that causes that someone incites a woman, a pregnant woman, to abort. This also displays that in such a woman, the fact that the person incites a woman to abort, the crime is maybe softly punished, which is a punishment goes from 2 years to 1 year. We are going then to go further when you see someone who's training, maybe is training in this health sciences, or when someone is normally practices in a health center, in the hospital, but is not a doctor. He or she doesn't have the ability to sign a certificate that confirms that the woman has to abort. This one that administers medicine to a pregnant woman to cause her to abort the child is punished from 2 to 5 years. And when it comes that the maneuvers, the acts that this person realizes when it comes that the medicine or the product administered to the pregnant woman causes the woman passes away, then the woman dies, the punishment is a fixed punishment of 20 years. It is a severe pain because you normally couldn't do so when you are in the medical sciences. You are formed to make life, not to finish life. And then when the education you got is to perfect life, is to try to do your best so as life goes on. And then you give attempt to life, then you are punished severely 20 years. And then when a woman willingly gives attempt to her child inside the womb, then the punishment is from 1 to 2 years. Let's see, maybe, and lastly, in this penal code, the other concern of the child inside the womb, we are going to analyze the causes of irresponsibility. When a woman is ill and there's a doctor that realizes this woman cannot go on living unless the there is an abortion. This doctor, this physician sign a certificate, and he searching for another doctor to sign, and they are two. It means that the certificate, according that confirms that abortion has to take place, has to be signed by two physicians. Finally, we are going to analyze the medical the data from the Ministry of Health in Burundi, how they consider a child in the home. We leave the penal way, we analyze another category. It means life. A child in the home has a right to life. There's a right to life. It is treated by the fact that at health centers, at the hospital, they have to take care of the child. The way they take care of the child manifests, show where that in Burundi, they give a value and importance to the child inside the womb of the mother. Let's see data from medical services. It means hospitals. At the end of a year, in Burundi, they collect data. Then there is a general direction, a department in the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Health that collects the data. It means, you see, the first column it is with year. 2018, see, 2019 and 2020. The second column is prenatal consultations. First, it means in Burundi, the system, sanitary, the health system in Burundi obliges women to consult, to analyze their life, the start, the baby inside the womb is. There has to take places for consultations. You see, this data, if someone will have an question to watch this video, he or she will have to maybe to stop to analyze himself or herself. Let's analyze the last column. You see this, the number of children born. You see there are children that are born in a normal situation, and there are children that die just at birth. This you see this the number totalizes the number of children born in normal way. It means they are sane. This number totalizes the number of children that when at birth they do not have a luck to live. They are not lucky to go on living. And then comparing the number of children born healthily and the children that just at birth they die, you see the fact that there are four consultations, the fact displeases the number of children dying just at birth, because it's in the time they were alive in Burundi, they took care of the child inside the womb of the mothers. Even in 2020, you see, it is so. Even 2019, the same. It means in Burundi, they take care of the child inside the womb of the mother. We may finish today's lesson just by here, and we are planning to analyze. This is the end of the lesson talking of children inside the womb of the mother. We are going to further to analyze the life of children after birth. Thank you for following.